to Deep Sleep Stories. Thank you to everyone who's been listening. If these stories help you relax or fall asleep, a short review, comment, or sharing the podcast with someone who might benefit is a simple and meaningful way to support the show so that we may continue to offer it for free. Now, take a slow, gentle breath and let's begin tonight's story.
Welcome to Deep Sleep Stories. You've come here tonight seeking gentle rest and a peaceful mind, and you are in the perfect place to find it. Settle in, let your eyelids grow heavy, and notice the soft rise and fall of your own breathing, the warmth of your bed, or the cozy place you've chosen to drift off begins to cradle you, reassuring you that you are safe and free to release the day's tensions. With every inhale, invite calm into your body. With every exhale, let any stress float away like a feather on a slow river. Tonight, you'll journey to the quiet edges of Finland's Lapland, where the shimmering Aurora dances across the twilight sky over Lake Inari, weaving stories of color and magic amid the soft hush of snow-laden forests. Take one more gentle breath in, feeling the coolness of the air, and then let it go, sending your cares adrift. Now allow your thoughts to grow still, knowing that you will soon be carried on a dreamy current into a realm of hushed wonder. Breathe slowly once more, letting your body ease itself into a comforting rhythm. Feel any tension in your shoulders dissolve as your chest rises and falls, soft and steady. Imagine the space around you growing quieter, as if a velvet curtain has been drawn to shield you from any outside noise. Inhale serenity. Exhale the rest. When you are ready, you may close your eyes or keep them gently half-lidded, whatever lulls you best. As you drift deeper, you can sense the delicate hush of twilight calling you forward. Soon, you will find yourself in a place of serene enchantment, far from worry, free from all obligations. Let your mind's eye open now to the soft, pristine wonder of Lapland, where winter's gentle embrace and Lake Inari's tranquil waters invite a peaceful exploration, guiding your journey to a realm of dreamy contentment. Far in the northern reaches of Finland, where winter nights stretch long and tender, lies Lake Inari, a vast expanse of water, gently cradled by ancient forests and softly rolling hills. This lake has seen centuries of silent nights and shimmering dawns. Tonight, under a pale sky that holds the promise of color, the day slips away into twilight, and a serene figure stands upon the shore. She is a traveler of quiet curiosity, someone drawn to solitude and the gentle pulse of the natural world. The air around her is cold, but not biting. The crispness is a comforting reminder that everything here is honest and clear. Snow crunches underfoot, its delicate crystals catching the last fade of daylight. The sky overhead deepens from pale blue to a dusky hue, as if a painter's gentle brush had smoothed the day into night without a single rush. In the hush that settles, an almost imperceptible breeze caresses the traveler's cheeks, carrying with it the faintest fragrance of pine and the softly lapping waves at the lake's edge. Each breath she takes is cool and fresh, filling her lungs with the essence of pure Lapland air. There is quiet excitement within her, a gentle anticipation for the moment when the northern lights will begin their slow, graceful dance across the firmament. An old wooden dock stretches across the water, its planks weathered by countless winters. It extends into the lake like a patient invitation, welcoming anyone who wishes to venture over the gently rippling surface. The traveler steps onto it, her footsteps soft as she walks past small pockets of snow perched on the edges of the beams. Below, the lake mirrors the sky's gradual transformation, reflecting a faint silver sheen that will soon glow with hues of green, purple, or even pink when night fully settles and the Aurora arrives. She stops at the edge of the dock, where the water is deep and calm, gazing out over the wide open expanse. In the distance, the tree line stands silent, a guard of evergreens cloaked in thick coats of snow. Their branches bow slightly as though in reverence to the quiet magic that fills these twilight hours. Small snowdrifts gather around their trunks, forming little pockets of softness where creatures of the north might curl up to rest. Beyond them, softly rolling hills rise and fall, gentle silhouettes against the clear sky. Though the air is still, the traveler senses a whisper of possibility. The sky hovers on the edge between day and night, and a pale glow lingers along the horizon, creating the backdrop for the grand spectacle to come. She thinks of the aurora's first flickers, the intangible ribbons that dance on the outer reaches of vision, sometimes so subtle that one wonders if the eyes have merely imagined them. Slowly, she closes her own eyes and inhales the crisp air, allowing her senses to open wide. She hears the quiet slosh of water against the dock. She feels the cold air softly kiss her cheeks. With each breath, her mind quiets further, sinking into the welcoming depths of stillness that Lake Inari offers. Far away, a gentle hush seems to blanket the entire landscape. The wide sky overhead, the silent trees, the silent traveler, all exist together in harmony, weaving an unspoken tale of calm. This land of Lapland has always harbored such magic, from the ancient tales of the Sami people who have roamed these places for centuries, to the reindeer that wander under the silent watch of the northern lights. Tonight, however, the story belongs to the traveler, whose heart opens to the hush of twilight, longing for the ethereal glow that is soon to come. As dusk settles more deeply, the temperature cools further, creating a crispness that feels both invigorating and soothing. Behind the traveler, a humble cabin nestles at the forest's edge. Its warm light spills onto the snow, casting a soft golden glow upon the icy surface. A faint spiral of smoke rises from the chimney, curling into the darkening sky. Inside, a flickering fire dances in the stone hearth, the crackling logs infusing the air with a subtle, comforting scent of wood smoke. Inside this cozy retreat, a pot of hot tea steeps, the fragrant steam drifting lazily through the cabin. Gentle lamplight illuminates wooden walls and smooth floorboards, reflecting off the frosted windows. On a small table sits a journal filled with sketches and notes, drawings of the sky, outlines of snow-laden trees, and half-formed poems about the dancing lights. There is a chair angled by the window, perfectly positioned so one can watch the lake even from indoors, should the cold grow too intense. But for now, the traveler chooses to remain outside, drawn to the promise in the night air. She steps away from the dock and wanders along the lake's shore, her feet sinking slightly into the pristine snow. The twilight deepens around her, the sky darkening to a gentle navy. Stars peek out one by one like tiny lanterns in a vast, mysterious hall. They shimmer faintly, echoing the soft crackle of snow underfoot. She scans the heavens for a sign, any faint pulse of color, any delicate swirl that might herald the arrival of the Aurora. Patiently she lingers, letting time slow. In this place, hurry has no voice. The lake remains still, yet alive with the quiet potential that each moment carries. Ever so slowly, a subtle green glow appears at the horizon, so slight that it might be mistaken for a cloud lit by moonlight. It flickers gently, teasing the edge of vision. The traveler's breath catches as she notices the glow intensify by a fraction, deepening into a thin, quivering band across the distant sky. Almost in response to her silent awe, the lights grow bolder, shifting and weaving in slow waves. Shades of emerald ripple gently like gauzy curtains swaying in a breath of wind. The traveler's heart beats in sync with these celestial draperies as they glide in a graceful, unhurried dance. She stands entranced, every sense attuned to the spectacle above. In the hush of the Lapland night, it feels as though time itself bows to the shimmering sky. Soon, the green ribbons stretch wider, curving overhead in an otherworldly arc. They swirl gently, at times brightening into luminous veils that undulate across the sky, then fading into soft pulses that cause the traveler's heart to flutter. A touch of pale violet flickers along the edges of the swirling lights, a whisper of pink drifting at their fringes. They merge and separate, each subtle transition a language beyond words, a cosmic ballet choreographed by nature's serene hand. Though she stands still, a sense of movement envelops her. Each quiver of light feels like it flows through her body, carrying any lingering worries far into the star-flecked expanse above. There's no hurry, no tension, only wonder. The silent land beneath her feet, the calm waters of Lake Inari, and the breath of wind in the pines all share in the silence, as if compelled to reverence. The sky's spectacle is mesmerizing, a gentle lullaby that transcends speech. After a time, the traveler's legs prompt her to wander again. She walks along a narrow path by the shoreline, guided by the quiet glow of moonlight upon the snow. Tiny tracks, perhaps from a fox or a hare, trail across the banks, hints of timid life that thrives even in winter's gentle hush. Ice crystals sparkle at the edges of the path, and the air carries a faint taste of snow, as though a sprinkle of flakes might grace the land soon. Beyond a slight bend where the shoreline curves, she finds a small clearing surrounded by pine trees. There, standing tall and silent, is a slender wooden bench, likely placed by someone who, too, cherishes the quiet charm of Lake Inari. She takes a seat, breath puffing in the cold air, and leans back to admire the sky. Overhead, the Aurora continues its elegant unveiling, shifting into new patterns, sometimes brightening, sometimes dimming. Each wave a testament to the unspoken harmony between earth and sky. The traveler's thoughts wander to the stories of the Sami, to the ancient songs passed down through generations. She imagines the reindeer herders watching the same lights many years ago, weaving tales around the flickering glow. The northern lights have long been revered in these lands as a bridge between earthly life and the quieter mysteries above. In the soft hush of the moment, those histories feel very near. She closes her eyes for a moment, inhaling the frosty air, and lets her mind drift through the tapestry of old legends and modern wonder. When she opens her eyes again, she notices that the Aurora has quieted to a gentle green ripple at the horizon. The stars seem more numerous now, blanketing the sky in a luminous shawl. The mesmerizing swirl above has calmed, as though the night sky itself is taking a restful breath. Slowly, the traveler stands and continues down the shoreline, letting the snow guide her feet in measured steps. Each step is a meditation, each crunch a subtle assurance that she is rooted in this moment, free from all that might weigh upon her spirit. Further along, she finds another point that juts gently out into the water, offering a broader view of the lake. The surface now reflects the starlight, creating a twinkling tapestry that matches the heavens. A faint halo of color remains, shimmering in the distance, a promise that the lights may return again at any moment. Yet even without their bright dance, the night feels full of magic. In these silent northern hours, even the simplest things take on a tranquil grace. A lone pine stands near the water's edge, its branches softly draped with snow. Tiny icicles hang from its needles, catching what light there is and turning it into gentle sparks. Across the lake, a faint glow from a distant cabin signals that another soul, somewhere, also rests in the quiet winter hush. The traveler imagines them sitting by a fire, perhaps sipping warm berry tea or reading by lamp's glow, feeling the same sense of wonder that drapes Lapland's nights. Eventually, a soft hush of wind stirs, whispering through the evergreens. The trees respond with a quiet sway, branches brushing against one another in a patient, soothing lull. The traveler feels the chill intensify, so she pulls her scarf a little tighter and decides to return to the warm glow of her cabin. The walk back is gentle, guided by memory, and the faint outline of the trail she left in the snow. By the time she approaches the cabin door, her cheeks are pleasantly chilled, and her breath forms small clouds in the crisp air. Inside, the warmth embraces her immediately, She takes off her coat and boots, carefully placing them by the door so the melting snow doesn't spread across the wooden floor. The golden glow of the fireplace welcomes her, and she moves closer to it, allowing her body to absorb the gentle heat. A pot of tea still waits on the simple stove. She pours a cup, letting the steam rise around her face, and inhales the soothing aroma of herbs and flowers. Curling up in a comfortable chair by the window, she looks out at the serene expanse of night. The aurora has quieted for the moment, though a faint shimmer lingers at the edges of the horizon. Sipping her tea, she settles into a reflective calm, letting the memories of the northern lights swirl gently through her thoughts. She closes her eyes to savor the moment, and a soft drowsiness begins to weave through her limbs, a reminder that all things, even the most wondrous, eventually ease into rest. As the fire crackles softly, she can almost hear the whispers of the forest outside. She imagines the pine trees conversing in their silent language, the wind gently coaxing them to bend, and the ice crystals shifting at the lake's edge with each small wave. She recalls the shapes of the footprints she spotted: fox, hare, perhaps even a weasel. In her mind's eye, she sees these creatures scamper under the aurora, living in the hush of night, hidden from view, yet part of the grand tapestry of this magical land. Her eyelids grow heavier as she finishes her tea. She places the empty cup on a small table and picks up her journal. Opening it to a blank page, she sketches a faint outline of the lights she witnessed, a swirl of green and purple across the top margin. Words flow beneath her pencil in slow, careful lines, capturing the gentle spirit of her encounter. Tender lights upon the silent lake, whispering dreams across the snow. In each breath, a stillness so complete that time itself seems to gently slow. She closes the journal, content to let the rest of the words wait for another time. Gazing once more through the window, she sees the moon shining now above the distant hills, its pale glow illuminating the sleeping lake. She lets her mind wander to the softly drifting clouds, the lull of the night, and the way the aurora might spark once more as the hours progress. With a tired but peaceful sigh, she stands, stretches, and takes one last look outside before moving to the small bedroom where a simple bed awaits her. The sheets are fresh, the blankets thick, providing the kind of warmth that feels like a gentle embrace. As she slips beneath them, she takes one final deep breath, drawing in the memory of the night's beauty. She exhales slowly, letting the breath carry her into a deeper layer of calm. Outside, the logs in the fireplace crackle softly, a lullaby in the quiet Finnish night. Now, as she settles into sleep, the night wraps around the cabin in a soft hush. The traveler lets her eyes close, her thoughts drifting to the slow dance of the aurora, the gentle hush of the snow, and the timeless serenity of Lake Inari. In that moment, she feels not alone, but deeply connected to every silent pine, every twinkling star, every ripple in the lake. The hush of Lapland cradles her consciousness, guiding her into dreamscapes as pure and comforting as freshly fallen snow. Hours pass in stillness. The world outside holds steady in its midnight lull. The lake remains calm, a mirror to the heavens, whenever a stray breeze brushes the surface. The cabin stands like a quiet beacon against the forest, a place of warmth and shelter in the vast northern wilderness. Even in slumber, there is a sense of belonging, an unspoken unity with the natural rhythms of this place. As the night progresses, faint pillars of color may appear again, traveling in slow arcs across the horizon. Sometimes they remain hidden behind softly passing clouds, their pastel glows diffused, offering subtle hints rather than bold displays. Other times, the sky opens fully, allowing the lights to bloom overhead, a silent performance for those who might still be awake in the deep hours. Yet whether witnessed or unseen, the Aurora continues in its ancient dance, unburdened by watchers, existing in harmony with the cold hush of the polar darkness. Somewhere in the forests around Lake Inari, creatures stir. A fox may pad silently across the snow, nose lifted to sense the night's secrets on the breeze. A reindeer might pause in a clearing, exhaling small puffs of vapor into the starlit air. Beyond the hills, the gentle rhythms of nature continue, each living being held in the quiet embrace of winter. The traveler, asleep in her warm bed, dreams of these scenes, her mind's eye painting them with the colors of memory and imagination, weaving them into a tapestry of silent wonder. Dawn comes slowly in these northern latitudes, tender and unhurried. A hint of light creeps along the horizon, blending with the lingering night sky in a gradual dance of soft blue and pale gold. The traveler sleeps on, the comfort of her slumber buoyed by the knowledge that morning here does not rush. Outside, the hush of pre-dawn cradles the land like a blanket, and the trees stand sentinel, waiting. Eventually, a faint glow permeates the cabin's windows, stirring the traveler from her restful sleep. She opens her eyes to see the subtle shift of daylight through the glass. The embers in the fireplace have burned low, leaving only a gentle warmth. She takes a moment to lie still, letting the remnants of her dreams mingle with the gentle reality around her. And she rises, stepping softly across the wooden floor to peer outside. A delicate veil of mist drapes the lake's surface, glowing softly in the morning light. The snow sparkles under the pale sun, each tiny crystal reflecting the dawn's glow. The traveler breathes in, feeling a serene gratitude for the night that has passed, for the vivid memory of the Aurora's soft dance, and for the calm that still holds the land in its gentle embrace. She dresses warmly and wraps herself in a thick sweater before stepping outside. In the early light, Lake Inari seems to exhale a gentle sigh, as though content to greet another day in quiet splendor. The traveler walks the short distance to the shore, where the dock extends once again over waters touched by a faint shimmer. Her footprints from the night before have partially filled with fresh snow, reminders of the slow, steady cycle that shapes each day. Standing at the dock's end, she savors the quiet. The horizon stretches wide, tinted by dawn's subtle pastel colors, hints of pink and gold that promise the sun will eventually ascend above the pine-clad hills. Though there is more light now, a hush still reigns, lulling every branch and breeze into near stillness. For a time she remains there, allowing the morning air to clear her mind. She thinks of the stories this place has heard, of the countless travelers who came before, each gazing upon the lake's waters with reverence, each perhaps touched in their own unique way by the magic of Lapland. She marvels at how a land so quiet could contain so many hidden wonders, so many stories woven in the fabric of each winter dawn. Feeling an amiable chill settle into her bones, she turns back to the cabin. She prepares a modest breakfast, slicing a piece of soft bread and pairing it with berries gathered last autumn, cloudberries and lingonberries, each jar sealed and kept fresh for the winter months. The tart, sweet flavors awaken her taste buds, a small delight in the stillness of morning. A kettle boils once more, sending curls of steam into the air. She pours herself a cup of tea, the fragrant warmth a balm against the crispness outside. After eating, she tidies the cabin in unhurried motions, enjoying the simplicity of each task. There is something profoundly grounding about tending to small chores in a serene place. Washing a dish, drying it, placing it in a cupboard. Each gesture resonates with an almost meditative calm. Outside, a gentle breeze stirs the pines, and she allows its sigh to fill the quiet spaces of her thoughts, reminding her that she is part of a much bigger, gentler rhythm. She returns to the window, letting her gaze drift over the horizon. The day in Lapland remains short, a fleeting gift of soft luminescence before twilight returns to reclaim the sky. She contemplates how nature here moves at a slower pace, as if conscious of the preciousness of each moment of daylight. Soon, the evening will come again, and perhaps the aurora will renew its luminous dance. Yet there is no urgency. In this land, each moment is alive with stillness, inviting her to rest in the quiet flow of time. Around midday, the sun barely lifts itself above the treetops. It paints the snow with gentle light, casting long shadows across the lake's shore. The traveler decides to walk once more, following a narrow trail that meanders deeper into the forest. Soft snow cushions each step, and the pines stand like silent companions, their needles glimmering under a thin dusting of frost. A raven passes overhead, its call echoing through the trees, then fades into the vast sky. At a small clearing, she pauses to admire the expanse of trunks rising all around. Shafts of pale sunlight filter through the branches, illuminating drifting snowflakes that sparkle in the air. The world seems timeless in that space, as if the boundaries between seasons, between day and night, have softened. She closes her eyes, listening for the quiet hum of life that pervades even the stillest winter forest. When she emerges from the woods and circles back toward Lake Inari, the sun has already begun its slow descent. Daylight mellows into a muted glow, and faint streaks of lavender and orange brush the western sky. She returns to the cabin and rekindles the fire. The flames glow brighter as evening settles, bringing a comforting warmth that contrasts with the cool hush outside. The traveler smiles, remembering how the Aurora visited last night. A gentle anticipation stirs within her. Perhaps it will return once more, painting the heavens with new colors. She prepares an evening meal of simple comfort, warm broth with root vegetables and hearty grains. Each spoonful tastes of nourishment and ease. She lights a small oil lamp on the table, the wick's flame flickering gently. Outside, the last threads of daylight fade and twilight begins its subtle invitation. The traveler can almost feel the sky preparing for another show, a hush of expectation weaving through the air. Night settles fully again, and with it comes the renewed possibility of the Aurora. The traveler steps onto the porch, glancing upward. The sky is clear, star-strewn, vast. One by one, the constellations emerge, like old friends greeting her with silent twinkles. Then, as if hearing her unspoken wish, the first delicate shimmer of green appears along the horizon. This time, it grows stronger, more quickly, blossoming into arcs of luminescent color that stream across the sky in slow motion. She cannot help but watch, entranced once more. The lights swirl overhead, reflecting faintly off the lake's surface, creating an almost mirror-like effect of color upon color. She wonders if the sleeping fish beneath the lake's surface sense the glow, if the ancient rocks feel the silent electric hum in the air. The display continues, weaving and rippling, each shift a gentle wave of grace. For long minutes she stands there, her heart calm and full, letting the Aurora's silent symphony guide her into a tranquil reverie. Finally, as the hours stretch and the cold reminds her of the warmth inside, she returns to the cabin. In the days and weeks to come, she will remember this place, Lake Inari, and its nightly miracles of color. She might move on to other parts of Lapland or remain here longer, letting each day's slow sunrise and twilight fill her senses. But tonight, she has been gifted another glimpse of nature's quiet majesty, and her spirit feels both soothed and renewed. In the comforting glow of the fire, she settles once more by the window. The lights outside grow and fade, flickering between brightness and stillness, as if the sky itself breathes in long, slow rhythms. She closes her eyes, letting her thoughts float on a gentle current. There are no demands, no pressing tasks, only the lullaby of the northern wind against the cabin walls and the soft flicker of flames Gradually, time blurs. She feels the need for rest return, a gentle weight on her eyelids. Softly, she rises from her chair, stokes the fire to ensure it will burn just a bit longer, and prepares for another night of deep, unbroken slumber. The bed welcomes her, blankets warmed by the room's cozy heat. She settles in, her body relaxing into the mattress, limbs sinking into softness. Her breathing grows slow, each inhale reminding her of the cold Finnish air, each exhale a release of any lingering tension. Outside, the Aurora may continue to shift or may retreat, letting the stars shine solo. The world beyond the cabin is one of quiet possibilities, a domain ruled by the dreamy hush of winter nights. Yet inside all is safe, all is calm, all is at ease. The traveler drifts on the edge of sleep, her thoughts weaving together memories of moonlit snow, ancient pines, and watercolor ribbons in the sky. Gently, as if lulled by the soft hum of the universe, her mind slips deeper. The day's experiences become a soothing tapestry of images and impressions, each threaded with peace. She finds herself carried on a wave of tranquility, sinking into the warm embrace of her bed, even as a final sweet thought crosses her mind. Lake Inari's twilight glow will forever be a memory of serene wonder. Breathing grows lighter, eyelids grow heavier, each muscle letting go, releasing into the gentle arms of slumber. Even the wind outside quiets, as though determined to keep watch through the night, ensuring no disturbance breaks the traveler's rest. The cabin stands a silent guardian, a testament to the simple shelter that fosters our deepest, most healing sleeps. And beyond its walls, Lapland's timeless beauty carries on, unwavering, a gentle reassurance that some corners of the world exist purely to cradle the spirit. Here, in this soft conclusion, let all else fade. The story winds down, its gentle pace slowing to the rhythm of a drowsy heartbeat. In the hush of night, under the slumbering sky, a deep peace settles over everything. Remember now to let go. Let the quiet around you fill your being, and trust in the stillness that guides you into restful sleep. Let your eyes close softly, your breath slow, and your mind drift to that silent lake shore beneath the aurora's glow. Good night, dear traveler. May your dreams be filled with soft lights dancing across a tranquil sky, and may your heart rest untroubled in the gentle embrace of calm. Sleep well.